Hey guys, Tyrip here, bringing you some tournament action. This is from the Autumn Open, opening round, Seed 8 versus Seed 9, very tight contest here. And we are on Faymonville, slightly altered Faymonville though, different to what you'll see in Auto Match. You can see like the hedges over here, been altered somewhat, just a few tweaks. Make it a bit more competitive in terms of tournament viability. But yeah, anyway, getting on to our players, we've got Jimmy playing as Soviets with guard motor, airborne troops, and armored assault against HappyCat, who has spearhead, defensive, and strategic reserves.
Fresh conscripts have arrived.
I believe this tournament is using the Commander Terminator system, so to keep that in mind, players might be holding back some of their better commanders. See here as well, like a reversal on this cover position. Usually this is heavy cover from the north and light cover from this side, but complete changing of that. Also a heavy cover position over here as well, making it easier to defend this cutoff. So some pretty major changes. Looks like Jimmy going for a 4 conscript start, getting off to a bit of a slow start this one. Looking to wrap around onto the cutoff, machine gun getting its first burst in. I mentioned, yeah. Standard build here from HappyCat. Jimmy holding off, not pushing onto the cutoff yet. Whereas he is suffering on that cutoff himself. Losing control.
We have a fresh grenadier squad.
Quick retreat there.
The territory is out of contact. Territory secure.
Sandbags coming up on the fuel. There's an interesting angle on the sandbags. Very strange angle. We'll see how they play out throughout the match. Trying to reconnect the cutoff now. Comes right to the edge of the cutoff.
We are losing a sector.
Still inside it though. Machine gun in the center now. Pretty active machine gun play so far from HappyCat. He's been limiting Jimmy's effectiveness quite nicely. So far Jimmy kind of playing quite spread out, but it's not really working out too well for him at the moment. Engagements have not really been going his way so far.
Soviet HQ now includes a field hospital.
Surprised we're not seeing wiring off on the cover there from HappyCat. No big time wire off on that cover. Next out the back for Jimmy. Good flank on the machine gun there from the conscripts. Combat engineers trying to stall from inside the building up here. Doing a reasonable job of it too. Another squad of conscripts arriving. This area opened up now. No sight blocker here, so they can start firing immediately. Getting good flank cooking on this grenadier. It's getting very low. No medics back here yet though, so maybe wants to drop a couple models. Let's retreat now though. There you go, the combat engineers did get quite low, did end up going for that wire off on the heavy cover there as well. It looks like Jimmy off to a bit of a slow start on this one. Second machine gun coming in now for HappyCat.
A machine and gewehr team is awaiting orders.
2 on 1 here with the conscripts. Good engagement, and Jimmy doing a little bit of backcapping that low health conscript. Makes a lot of sense. G pops, got a med bunker coming up in the base as well. Be interesting to see what HappyCat does with these 2 squads, whether he sends them back out or waits for the healing back here. Looks like it's going to be a wait for the healing. Oh, it's always annoying when that happens. Looks like the grenadiers can range 1 model. Conscripts unable to fire back. It's weird how that happens sometimes.
The bunker has been converted to an emergency medical station.
G fires there. No commander lock-in yet from Jimmy, but did go for a 4 conscript, so not the maybe more popular 3 conscript 2 combat engineer that we see often these days. And went for the early minesweeper as well, so no flamethrower. Can make it a little bit harder for the conscripts in the early stages. Oh boy, that's a demo charge going down on the building. Also interesting to note, blocked off vision on that direction with this building, so it does make it significantly less important to hold on to that building. Easier to outposition it as well. Oh, demo, he doesn't have sight of this though. Oh, conscripts! The conscripts spot it, and there goes the squad. They drop the LMG as well. That's monstrous for Jimmy. And the conscripts get the LMG. Oh, that was a huge demo charge there. Haven't seen a demo like that for quite a while. Just coming in on the flank here. The squad trying to oorah away from the machine gun, trying to avoid the suppression. So now Jimmy has been struggling a little bit for territory control, but it's going to be able to fight back very nicely on the back of that. Do have the 222 out though for HappyCat. Conscripts do have the anti-tank grenades. I was thinking Jimmy looks a little bit low on fuel. Has ticked the anti-tank grenades already. And this does happen sometimes. Looks like the anti-tank grenade's not going to go off here. So no engine damage. It's annoying for Jimmy. He's got to invest in the ZIS now. Which I think is the right choice in this case. You know, he doesn't have a fuel connected at the moment. So his fuel on comes quite slow. Going to delay the T-70. So I think this is an understandable choice. And you're probably going to need the anti-tank gun at some stage, so might as well get it now. But in the meantime, Jimmy bleeding a lot of manpower here. Instant rebuild on the Grenadiers as well by HappyCat, or maybe even had 4 Grenadiers. He's been playing a very good manpower economy game. You can see that so far Jimmy not trading terribly well in these engagements. And the double machine guns can be pretty hard to outmaneuver on this map. Bait this conscript squad into the machine gun. Not quite there yet though. T-70 in production. Is this setting up? Connects on its first shot. Might even be able to get a second shot off. We've got a crawler there, providing sight. That was a very close call. If it was another anti-tank gun with a faster reload than the ZIS, that might have been the kill there. This is a bit slower though. Mortar coming in now for HappyCat. Conscripts coming in on the deep flank, getting around the side of this machine gun here. Nicely done by Jimmy, and still has his commanders open. Hasn't locked into anything yet. Kind of a bit too late maybe to go for airborne troops. Want to get those SVTs early on, so probably not going to see that. Probably most likely at this stage will be armored assault. Ooh. Big shot in there. And HappyCat, having gone for this mortar, has left himself quite exposed to this T-70. Does not have the anti-tank gun out yet. Doesn't have the pack build time bulletin either. Very bad bulletins from HappyCat, I'd say.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
That reload bulletin's just hot garbage. Okay, pack in production now, but T-70 has been fighting back strongly, forcing almost all of these troops away here. Pack's still nowhere near complete. Jimmy's starting to branch out a bit more now. Firing off that sandbag cover. Conscripts looking for the cut-off. T-70 a little bit immobile though in the centre, needs to get that involved in the fighting here. Going after the machine gun now. Conscripts do complete the cut-off. Do cost a couple models though, getting that cut-off completed. Thought we might see a touch of repairs there on the T-70, because from this amount of health you have to worry about maybe 2 tank gun shots connecting. Maybe with a tiny bit of follow-up damage from the 222, T-70 could go down, so I want to keep that at full health if possible, and combat engineers were right next to it as well.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
The question now is for Jimmy, what's he going to go for next? He's up against a lot of team weapons himself. Is he going to go for a mortar as well? Heavy mortar is quite a good option on this map as well. Maybe you could see that from the guard motor. Maybe trying to hold guard motor in the reserves for the Commander Terminator format. Molotov onto that machine gun. Maxim working nicely here for Jimmy, getting a bunch of suppression done. T-70 meanwhile in the north, away from the pack, forcing a bunch of retreats as well. Looks like he's going to use the Zis to even do some capping up there in the north. Maxim pushing in, but can take some damage here. Ooh, quite a lot of damage as well. Yeah, so it's good news for T-70. It means he doesn't need to repair it up necessarily. Can keep it on the offensive. Nice positioning here on the 222, wrapping around, forcing away the machine gun, destroying the cover as well. Ooh, that could even be a decrew now. Bit of death loop action there, but does get away. That was a very close call. Pack wheeling its way forwards. He's going around the long way though. Could have maybe come directly through the center with faster action. He's going to go for some attack rounds through the building, and it works as well. Didn't land it, but it was a nice idea. Machine gun meanwhile capping down the bottom. And again, these trades for Jimmy, they're just getting worse and worse. Really bleeding a huge amount of manpower at the moment. Those LMG Grenadiers ripping them to shreds. Does lock into guard motor and does go for that heavy mortar. Okay, nice to see. I think that makes a lot of sense in this case.
The pack gun is ready for orders.
I feel like he does need that mortar indeed. Haven't seen too much Zis barrage action from Jimmy so far compared to what we normally see. I feel like that's been one major difference. Conscripts hoorahing forwards. Can they wrap around? They're going to launch a Molotov, and they get it off just before they get suppressed too. Close call. LMG conscripts coming in. We've got the 222 back there. Here comes the Zis though. Will be spotted by the Pios. Sets up. Misses. T-70 coming through the center. Double packs now for HappyCat, so T-70 is going to have to be on its toes. Tank guns can be difficult to avoid. Just coming with the wraparound now. Heavy mortar landing heavy. Here's the machine gun in the center. Comes up some damage on the pack. Here comes the Zis. Driving very, very far forwards with it, or wheeling forwards with it. T-70 coming back in now. Pack had dodged away, maybe looking to come around from this angle, but T-70 coming in. Able to force the retreat, but conscripts do not manage to get the cap on the fuel, or the decap at least. So HappyCat managing to hold on there. He has been playing with his 222 very, very well so far, avoiding any snares, playing at a very tidy range. Very impressed with his 222 control so far. Setting up on the T-70 out the back there. Connects once. T-70 already backing away. Is this connecting once on the 222? I think if it took an anti-tank ram, it was still a little bit too healthy to go down there, so Jimmy didn't pull the trigger on that move. And you can see just what an impact the heavy mortars had, just forcing away units constantly. Very, very handy. That being said, you know, the regular Soviet mortar, even though it lacks the firepower that the heavy mortar has, the flares on it are just tremendously helpful. So, don't need to go for the heavy mortar. The regular mortar is a good option as well. There you go, tank grenade does connect. But you can see Jimmy not even trying to chase him for the kill on there. Ace mines. Still surviving though. Tech finally coming up for Jimmy now. Could really do with some upgrades on those conscripts. Because he's suffering quite badly against these grenadiers at the moment. There's those reduced reinforcement costs of the mobilized reserves upgrade. Up back repairing now. HappyCat very close to a tank. Looks like he's prioritizing repairing up the 222 though over building the tech structure, so it's going to delay his tank a bit. Could already just about have one out. But has gone for, you know, a very kind of heavy mid-game-ish strategy here. Investing into the double anti-tank guns very early, double machine guns and the mortar. Do remember HappyCat did lose one of his grenadiers. So we're looking to bolster this particular phase of the game at the price of a slower medium tank. Maxim didn't get the suppression in before they got behind cover there. Oh, that's a good Zis barrage this time. That first shell was huge. T-70 coming from the side, but the double packs are there even. Oh boy. Puts it on. Hold fire. No attack rounds from HappyCat. I mean, this one definitely would have got blocked by the sandbags, but I think the other one had a line there. Ooh, big rifle nade close range. A dodge from Jimmy. Things have stabilized. You know, Jimmy holding on to the north, HappyCat to the south for a very long time, but burning in his own Molotov there. Oh boy, this squad could go down to the 222 now. They're on the wrong side of cover. Grenadiers don't get the kill. This sets up. Doesn't get a shot through it either. Another rifle nade in. A lot of munitions for HappyCat, who also hasn't locked into his commander. Taking that very, very late. Don't even know. I mean, I suppose Spearhead's probably the strongest option from here. But we'll wait and see. If he was going to go for strategic reserves, he probably would have locked into it and got the Panzer IV-J at this stage instead of the regular Panzer IV. Oh, big connection there from the heavy mortar. Here comes the Panzer IV. Jimmy, though, very close to T-34-85. The HappyCat maybe with, you know, slightly larger army. Oh boy, that T-70 wasn't fully repaired. Looks like it could go down to one more Panzer IV shot. No, just hanging on by a thread, but Jimmy stopped briefly, backing away. Oh, the Panzer IV misses the killing blow. Lucky break for Jimmy. Very, very lucky. Good anti-tank gun positioning though, stopping the Panzer IV from chasing it any further. Nice work here. Engine damage on the Panzer IV. That's going to slow it down a lot. It's one area where HappyCat has been lacking slightly in the repairs. Oh boy! Big damage onto the conscripts as they retreated there. And another lucky break for Jimmy getting away with that squad there. But now, getting the second PIO. We'll be able to get the repairs going a little bit earlier. Jimmy doing a lot better now though. The conscripts have those 7-men upgrades. Really helping out.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
But here we go. T-34-85 on the field now. T-70 in recon mode. I think this is a really good idea for Jimmy. Just almost leaving that on recon mode a lot more often. And just using it to line up targets for the heavy mortar. Avoid running into machine guns, stuff like that. He's going to set up his Maxim. Looks like the 222 has similar ideas. Also has very long line of sight, just natively.
Has been improved again. Time to unleash our heavy tanks.
Heavy mortar coming down now as well. Support weapon wars at the moment. A good wraparound from the conscripts. Launching a Molotov. Good damage, 222. In some trouble. T-34, is it going to take the risk? A little bit slow chasing and decides against chasing in any further because of that. Good cut-off play here, but not quite fully cut off. Needs to connect or disconnect through that central VP. There it goes. There's 4 coming in, but the ZIS 85 combos here, the double packs, slightly out of range at the moment. Panzer 4 gets extremely low. Jimmy not going for the push in though. Conscripts not lasting nearly as long as they would if that was heavy cover. That changed to this map a big one. T-70 not involved, it's not in recon mode, but also wasn't firing for most of that engagement. Yeah, the double packs. There's a lot of repairs now required on that T-34. Good control of the range though. And that's maybe one thing that HappyCat hasn't been doing super effectively, the double packs. We've always been in the best position.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
But yeah, if HappyCat was planning to go for Spearhead, I'd probably recommend locking into it now, because if you do need to smoke out of harm's way with your tank, having to select the commander and then activate smoke, that extra delay can really cost you. Nice move there from Jimmy, anti-tank gun from one side, snare from the other. Slow down that tank. Coming around the corner here, double packs in the center, a little bit AFK at the moment.
We are losing a sector.
This is still on attack ground from Jimmy. Not sure what part of Australia Jimmy's from, but I imagine this tournament is being held quite late for him. Probably like 1 AM-ish if I had to guess.
The enemy is taking our territory.
HappyCat did have the option of, you know, maybe foregoing some reinforcements, going for another tank, but maybe we're going to see a Tiger Stall at this stage. It's gone for Battle Phase 3. So it does indeed look like it's going to be the Tiger Stall. Meanwhile, Jimmy also has another tank as an option.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Packs going through the center on the T-70. One of them missed. T-70 slow on the dodge. Very slow on the dodge. Very lucky break there for Jimmy that the packs missed.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
So that was a pretty slow reaction from him, honestly. Second combat engineer in the build for Jimmy.
Our territory is falling into enemy hands.
And that heavy mortar just slamming down at the back. So good on this map, you know, you can kind of camp it close to your base here, but it can still be relevant the entire game from that position. Doesn't have to move around or reposition too often. The same story with pack howitzers and LEIGs on this map. Take another look at the KD here. Seems to have steadied out a bit for Jimmy. Not behind twice as many models anymore. Just going in for the anti-tank grenades. Oh, the stutter step, they couldn't quite get it through. That was very, very close indeed. Look at all these team weapons clumped up. Oh boy, Jimmy making a dive. Very risky stuff. Went for a second T-34 as well, which was probably what I was expecting the least, honestly. I was expecting maybe a Katyusha or an SU-85, but goes for another T-34-85 instead. Has to be suspicious that HappyCat hasn't gone for a second tank yet himself. Which generally means, you know, maybe you'd be thinking tier 4, maybe something like Panther, in which case probably prefer to have the SU-85 instead of the T-34-85. Maybe the Tiger. Haven't got tier 4 down yet though for HappyCat. So probably the Spearhead Tigers most likely, though I do also have the Tiger Ace as an option. Do need tier 4 down for that though. But Jimmy at the moment with some pretty strong territory control. This stall kind of hurting HappyCat, and as I was saying, his anti-tank gun positioning just hasn't been ultra strong so far. Packs coming through though, finding the angle on the 85. Jimmy going for some attack ground action there, misses an opportunity to land an actual hit. Here's the second T-34-85. It's already seen a little bit of combat. Don't think we've seen any mines go down from HappyCat, which is another area of weakness for him so far. Going to be quite vulnerable to aggressive T-34 plays because of that. He's got a lot of munitions floating at the moment as well. Looking for the D crew on the mortar, doesn't quite get it. Double packs are there. Missing the follow-up shot though. Jimmy's advancing through the center with the ZIS. Connection. Oh, that's going to be engine damage on the Panzer IV. As it spins around for it, might be able to get some attack rounds cooking. Not going to go for them though, maybe a little bit overloaded at the moment, Jimmy. Quite tough to control. It's quite frantic fighting across the entire map at the moment. As I said, I feel like time zone does disadvantage Jimmy. The HappyCat China, probably not also the best hour for him. Probably still better. Ooh, the connection, T-34-85 gets away. The close call. HappyCat has been trying to save the manpower, it looks like. Not reinforcing a few of these troops. Locks into Spearhead. And he's going to be the Tigers shortly. He's dropping in the frag bombs. No dodge on the machine gun. Okay, here it comes now from Jimmy. A little bit slow. Ooh, hangs on by a thread. Same story with the conscripts under pressure from the Panzer IV. But again, Jimmy getting a bit of a lucky break, escaping alive there. T-3485 from around the corner.
Taking our territory.
Good attack round there, or maybe that he actually had sight of that one. There's one more shot to penetrate, but it bounces. So this time it's HappyCat, the one getting lucky. Hot marked vehicle on that, but a little bit late to really do anything. We've got the target on the field now as well for HappyCat. But Jimmy has been doing really well on the VPs over the last few minutes. See HappyCat going for this Tiger stall has fallen quite far behind in that department. Oh boy, Tiger chasing in after T-70, looking for one more hit on it, and gets it. Nicely done, and that's really, really good for HappyCat. That shuts down the vision of Jimmy a lot. Getting rid of the recon mode. And that should help HappyCat a lot with his team weapons through the center now. So that's really good news for him. T-35 is getting repaired up. Tiger looking for some downs. Oh, backhand work there. Just coming in for the anti-tank grenades. Don't quite manage to get the job done. Oh. Ooh, it's a risky one. Clumped up coming around the side of the building. Do manage to get it through though. Could have been disastrous, however. T-3485's AFK in the north at the moment. Oh, another big hit. This time from the Panzer IV. Conscript's very low. Bad retreat path as well for them. T-3485 meanwhile coming in. Pressuring the support weapons. Got the double packs rotating across there now though. Jimmy backing away. Taking another couple hits. But that's where the extra health of the 85 comes in handy. Wouldn't have gone down even if those shells had landed. Doing a good job though, splitting the focus of the anti-tank guns, spreading his T-3485s quite effectively. Out back with the vehicle crew repairs on that now. Tiger getting some pretty good hits and really has stabilized the game for HappyCat now finally. Jimmy getting that SU-85 out. Looks like he's also delaying some reinforcements to get that out as quickly as possible. Needs that extra long-range kick against the Tiger. Just as this alone is struggling a touch. HappyCat a little bit slow bringing up the packs and support here. Oh, pressure on the anti-tank gun. That could get decrewed here. Oh, just getting laser beamed down by the LMGs. HappyCat a little bit slow to pounce on this though. I thought he'd be bringing the double packs across here trying to kill that. Instead he's just blasting it with the Panzer IV. And Jimmy able to recrew it. Might be able to decrew it again though. Gets one shot off. Conscript's going to go for the anti-tank grenade. And then jump on the anti-tank gun again. So missed opportunity here for HappyCat. If he brought the double anti-tank guns across, could have got the kill on that very easily there. So it's kept Jimmy in the game, honestly. It's left him in a pretty strong position. Question is, what does HappyCat go for next? He's kind of going to round out his army. Has lost one of his grenadiers. It's always an option. Oh, big hit from the heavy mortars there. Double anti-tank guns are very, very low now. Stug! Oh, alright. Does mean he's got a lot of like somewhat immobile, no turret kind of anti-tank sources between the double anti-tank guns and the Stug. See how they get on though.
our territory.
Jimmy himself doesn't have like double anti-tank guns or a whole bunch of mortars and machine guns. So maybe he didn't feel like the Werfer was the good choice. Yeah, the announcer though, HappyCat under pressure, has been struggling to hold that central VP. Frag bombs, but Jimmy dodging away in the nick of time there. Tiger making a bit of a play here, but good news, Tiger doesn't take engine damage. As a ball wrapping around, doesn't quite have sight. Going for some attack rounds on the T-34, but not having success. But meanwhile, through the center, Jimmy losing one of his T-34s. And HappyCat swarming in now. Stug coming in from the side. Jimmy awkward with the positioning. Oh, main gun crit. Oh, heartbreaker. And there goes the S-285. Uh-oh. Stug swarming in. Misses the killing blow. T-34-85 still alive. Engine damage on that. Double packs. Very far forwards at the moment. But Jimmy going to be able to jump back on top of the Zis and maybe even steal away this pack now. HappyCat moving that forwards and forgetting about them. Just gifting an anti-tank gun to Jimmy. Able to jump on it just before it gets destroyed. That was really well done by HappyCat. I'm not sure how that T-34 died, but swarming in, nearly finishing the job there. Jimmy had lost that T-34. His chances to come back into this match will be almost zero. But yeah, between that T-34 surviving and then the anti-tank gun donation, Jimmy's still in a strong position, especially with the number of VPs he has left to make a comeback. Is really struggling for manpower at the moment, Jimmy. See the KD has once again stretched out to almost double. Tiger, 16 kills already. Jimmy attack rounding away this tree line and open up some vision through this area. Get those double anti-tank guns working nicely. Makes me wonder, you know, main gun crit. These guys were probably supposed to be running this on the tournament mod, but maybe they forgot to use it. Another Panzer IV for HappyCat. Looking for the engine damage, can't quite get it, but does get a lot of damage on the Tiger nonetheless. Double pies are right there for the repairs, however. But yeah, that's a lot of tanks for HappyCat. Just a matter of execution now, and he should be able to close out the game. Oh boy, but getting a bit eager with the Panzer IV coming through. Dropping the frag bombs on the double anti-tank guns, Jimmy dodging away. Oh, stuns his own tank. Did wipe a conscript on retreat though. Tiger getting cold feet, disengaging. Getting some good damage onto the T-34. But yeah, just a little bit too eager there from HappyCat. Didn't quite have the munitions for the blitz that could maybe help the Panzer IV clear the arc of the anti-tank guns a little bit faster. Didn't have that enough for that and the frag bombs. And maybe would have been better off just waiting until this Panzer IV arrived as well before making that kind of push. Just need that extra bit of momentum for one more vehicle. Pack up to Vet 2 already. Oof, big damage from that Tiger. This is there, could go for some attack rounds, looking to finish this off, but Jimmy hasn't... Okay, there he goes now. This They've been going for the attack rounds through that building too often. Looks like these ones are not getting through, whereas HappyCats were earlier. Oh, this barrage. Might connect on the mortar a little bit there. And Jimmy just really struggling with the reinforcement costs at the moment. Hasn't been able to afford another vehicle. I'm sure he'd like another SU-85, but too much bleed to afford that at the current time. Gonna go for the cap on the VP again. Tiger heading down to the bottom. Nice angle on the Stug there, hiding behind the building again. Still does manage to squeeze off a couple VPs from HappyCat there. Oh boy, engine damage on the Stug. Tiger making a bit of a play here. Got the double anti-tank guns right there. Could be target weak point from the pack. Not quite. Either way, Tiger does take a bunch of damage. Big rifle nade though. Oh, big damage onto the Tiger still. Briefly stopped there. T-34 meanwhile using crew repairs in a very dangerous position, but it's going to pay off for Jimmy, it looks. And HappyCat now struggling a little bit for repairs himself. A lot of vehicles with damaged engine requiring repairs. Jimmy has been just shredding with these double anti-tank guns. Beating them up so quickly here. Nearly Vet 3 on them both after both being decrewed not too long ago. Maybe about to get one of them decrewed here though. Going for the Zis barrage while getting blasted by the LMG Grenadiers. One decrewed. Too quick to jump back on top of it. Here comes the Stug going for the 85. LMG Grenadiers extremely low. Stug missing. Triple pyros now for HappyCat on the repairs. Oh, a heavy mortar just continuing to slam home the damage. 35 kills now. But yeah, HappyCat has been quite conservative with this 222. Definitely likes that vision. Trying to keep that thing alive. If he did lose it, you know, it would free up a bit of pop cap to maybe squeeze in one more unit, but the vision is very, very handy. Now popping the recon plane even. I haven't seen too much from him, or at all from him, honestly. Trying to save the munitions. The frag bombs. Is this the end of the 222? No, he gets clear in the nick of time. Well done by HappyCat. Oh, Stug making a bit of a push here. Very low in health though. This is a risky move. Oh, and he's got perfect sight of this. Jimmy might be able to get the kill here. There's Stug. Not sure what it's up to, but didn't look like a good maneuver, whatever it was. Get 3 on the Tiger now. 32 kills. So stalling for that was HappyCat to fall very far behind on the victory points, but now he's reaping the rewards for that from that in a big way. And we can see that Jimmy just can't get the manpower together for another tank. Constantly bleeding, constantly bleeding. Might pay for him to take a slight backward step here. Play a touch more defensively because he just can't get those VPs off. And try and save up some manpower for another tank. Play a little bit more economically with his conscripts. Mortar getting right into the mix there. Not sure where that's going. Oh boy, could this be the end of the Panzer IV? T-485. Oh, bounces the killing blow again. HappyCat gets away. Double anti-tank guns. Oh, and the conscripts coming in for the anti-tank grenades. Oh, big damage. Those the Vet 3 packs just ripping into the Tiger there. Looks like Jimmy's lost all of his combat engineers now. Does still have those vehicle crew repairs though. Oh, where's the Stug going? Oh boy, wrong neighborhood for HappyCat. Engine damage, double anti-tank guns. Oh, that was a clumsy maneuver from HappyCat. Must be feeling the pressure. This is a long game. And these guys have been going hammer and tongs. Time fuse coming down. Try and clear off that MG. Big damage. Just the worst of that rifle grenade there. HappyCat gonna go for another Panzer IV, not gonna rebuild the Stug this time. Double anti-tank guns wheeling their way around the corner here. Panzer IV has a slightly awkward backing away path. Oh, you hate to see that as a HappyCat fan. No smoke. That was prime time for a smoke. Big mistake from HappyCat. He had the awkward retreat path, you know, his tank was at a weird angle slightly and 222 also slightly blocking him. But yeah, no smoke. Critical mistake when using this commander. I don't think we've seen him use smoke at all so far. In fact, even, you know, over here when that Panzer IV was also about to die. Speaking of death, Pack from HappyCat just charging into the center, decrewed. Vet 3 Maxim knocking it out very quickly. Conscripts looking for the Panzer IV. Packs and double anti-tank guns. Prioritizing the tank. Could switch their focus fire over to the Pack now instead. And stop the recrew, but Pios do not decide to capture it. Seems like HappyCat also, both players getting quite fatigued here. Jumps on top of the anti-tank gun now. Jimmy has managed to squeak off another 6 VPs, but he's no closer to building another tank. Has managed to rebuild the combat engineers, however. Tank guns again in a very nice position. We've got the frag bombs coming in. This is very hard for Jimmy to get everything out of the way in the nick of time here. Oh, but he's very lucky the trees actually absorb a good chunk of the bombs. Otherwise, I think that might have been the GG frag bombs. But the trees blocking enough of the damage. Jimmy did lose the combat engineers, but that was it. Dropped a bunch of models from his squads as well, but yeah, that could have been so much worse. Nice attempt from HappyCat and unfortunate about the trees. But yeah, you know, we're a little bit closer to the edge of the map. Frag bombs there, so harder to dodge, and just so many units in such a tight spot. A lot of them team weapons that are a little bit clumsy to pack up sometimes. Very, very close to being a game-winning frag bombs there. Jimmy just smoking out to go for the capture, which I think is a wise choice. Slight reposition from the machine gun. Panzer IV is repaired. Tiger though, still out back. Here come the double anti-tank guns. They're a little bit low in health though. Jimmy might have tried to heal them up during this phase. And a Pie squad making a break for the northern VP. Maybe trying to get a Molotov off there, I'm not entirely sure, but stopped in their tracks. HappyCat has just been inching his way towards victory though, just slowly ticking Jimmy down. Jimmy close to the resources for another tank again, but there's some more reinforcing to do. 10-4 forces the retreat up there. But clock ticking against Jimmy. It was a good move from HappyCat, I think, heading to the north finally. He's also trying to put some air spines down there, which I think was also a good play. Jimmy did have the option of trying to go for some secure mode action, but I think his T-34 too important to be tied up capping a VP at this stage. Needs it in combat. Recon plane up in the air again. Osseous mortar 26 kills, heavy mortar 40. And remember, Jimmy did get that heavy mortar about 3 or 4 minutes after the Osseous mortar, so I don't think either of them have been decrewed so far. Nothing wrong on that note. So Jimmy, you're just going to go for some more repairs again. A couple squads able to peel off down to the bottom. Conscripts in the north as well. Panzer IV going to head up in that direction. And the Pyro is going to head back up there again as well. Tiger down the bottom. Very strange that he allows the Tiger to get an anti-tank gun range when he's got the recon plane up in the air. That speaks to the fatigue of such a grueling match. Damage from the Tiger, that potentially could have been a wipe even. And the Pyros do clear the way for the VP in the north. Jimmy going to be on the drain in a big way now. Heading up there with the 85. Another Panzer IV for HappyCat. BO3 anti-tank guns through the center. Got 2 tanks here. Uh-oh, HappyCat in some trouble. Tank round action. That was a close call. Same story for the machine gun, also getting very low there. But yeah, no smoke again in that situation. Double anti-tank guns coming forwards once more. We'll have some attack rounds maybe with the Panzer IV back there. Oh, one of them missing. Bit of blocking, and there we go. This time HappyCat paying the price. Attack rounds through the building, finally working out for Jimmy. And just as HappyCat manages to field another Panzer IV, he loses one. Seen this many a time so far from HappyCat. Oh boy, Tiger getting too bold. Needs to pop the blitz, needs to pop the smoke. Doesn't do either, but does manage to get away. Rangers do get the decrew on the Zis in the nick of time there. Panzer IV coming through, maybe going to kill off the decrewed Zis now. Yep. Good way to capitalize on that situation by HappyCat. Just coming in for the anti-tank grenades. And the pack wheeling its way through the smoke. Going for the capture here, maybe finally going to drain a couple points off HappyCat, who's been at 85 for an extremely long time now. Packed through the center at the moment, so T-34 can't really go head to head against the Tiger. Needs the anti-tank gun support. Daring move here from the 222. Pack slightly out of position to assist at the moment. Needs to spin around. And HappyCat making a move, making a push. Tiger coming through. The frag bombs. There goes the machine gun. 222 jumping on top of the anti-tank gun, pressuring that. Tiger coming in for a base inspection on Jimmy. Good blocking on the anti-tank gun from the 222. Not quite able to get the decrew yet, but might be able to very shortly. Oh, merge. Hanging on by a thread there, Jimmy. But it looks like HappyCat has finally turned the corner here with that kill. Jimmy a little bit too far back. Or too far behind to make a comeback, I would say, at this stage. HappyCat would really have to throw the game. Another Panzer IV in the works for HappyCat. But yeah, the steady hand of the Tiger really working out well for HappyCat this game, you know. Doesn't end up losing them to the double anti-tank guns of Jimmy. Got a little bit lucky on a couple occasions, but didn't seem to use smoke or blitz most of the time, HappyCat, which I feel was a bit of a mistake, but hey, he's in the winning position at the moment, so what can you say? Oh, here comes the T-34-85, Panzer IV repairing on low health. I think he's cleared the health threshold. T-34 needs 2 hits to get the kill here. And once again, Jimmy able to pick off a Panzer IV. Tiger with the rear armor exposed. No conscripts nearby for the anti-tank grenade though. Tiger coming through, popping the blitz now. There's one more shot. T-34 might be able to get around behind the trees though. Can't attack ground through these either. Here come the conscripts for the anti-tank grenade now. Panzer IV meanwhile swarming on top of the anti-tank gun. HappyCat going in for the killing blow here. Panzer IV doesn't have the machine gun upgrade, so a little bit worse at killing off this very low health pack. Tiger diving in. HappyCat should maybe be considering jumping on top of one of these VPs during this frantic push. Oh, there we go, managing to pick off the T-34 with the Tiger. Does have that 50 range since it's well vetted up. And Jimmy finally throwing in the towel. Ooh-wee! That was a very tough game. I think Jimmy hit the /L here, which is why the game's still going on the replay. Well, yeah, very close game. HappyCat, pretty strong early game, as I said. I was very impressed with his 2-2-2 control of this game. Kept it alive the entire game, by the way. But in the early stages, was never really at risk of dying to the T-70. Good range away from conscripts, maybe getting mass anti-tank grenades on it. Just very impressed with his 2-2-2 play. And going for that, extended kind of mid-phase with very heavy support weapons led to a pretty strong presence, made things very tough for Jimmy. But Jimmy fighting back. Did at one stage have those double T-34-85s and the S-285. It was a strong combo, but HappyCat able to outposition, knocking out the S-285 and the Panzer IV, T-34 rather, in quick succession. And after that, Jimmy just never really could quite recover. Just never could save enough manpower to push out another tank. I feel like maybe he should have tried to sacrifice a little bit of territory control, conserve his manpower, gone for another tank. But I can understand his position, trying to drain off the VPs. But he only got like 20 or so VPs off HappyCat in the meantime. He lost about 200 himself. It just wasn't really working out for him. That Tiger, 75 kills. It was just stacking up the body count. Made it too hard for him to make a comeback. But GG, very, very close contest between these two players. Onwards to game number 2. Game 2 of this Autumn Open series. HappyCat now playing as Soviets, who has defensive, armored assault, and guard rifle combined arms. Jimmy playing as Austria, who has spearhead, German mechanized, and mechanized assault. So early second combat engineer from HappyCat here. Usually see those a little bit later on. Usually coming in for these conscripts. We have another squad of conscripts nearby, which maybe could have come in on the flank, but they're focused on the grenadiers at the moment. Combat engineers, meanwhile, get some wire down and then start capping up that fuel point. So early on, Jimmy getting off to a slightly stronger start in terms of fuel control. Looks like he's going to win a few engagements as well, so good start for Jimmy so far. And this is maybe where you see the impact of going for that second combat engineer instead of another conscript. Lacking a little bit of firepower here. There go the combat engineers. MG spins around. Poe's diving on to try and stop the decap. We've got conscripts coming in from the base. Poe's stop a tiny bit too short. Might be able to complete the decap now because of that. Just in general, maybe should have got a tiny bit closer with the Poe's as well. They're a little bit too far back in terms of their best range for max DPS. Good reposition though by the machine gun. Staying safe against the conscripts. Did manage to get the decap, and Jimmy didn't manage to cap the fuel down the bottom there either. So he fell back to go for the munitions, a slightly safer point overall. Medics coming up for HappyCat currently. Nice burst of suppression there. Got sandbags plenty for HappyCat now as well. Interesting positioning on this one. You know, Jimmy will be able to make use of this quite nicely himself. And he's behind heavy cover. Trying to do as much damage as the conscripts approach, but too low to win that fight ultimately. Flamer in the north, and this isn't something we saw from Jimmy. He went for the 4 conscript style. Didn't end up using a flamethrower at all, which can hurt the conscript early game. But even though it's heavy cover versus light cover, Grenadiers I think should be able to win this since it's 3 rifles against 4. Flamethrower not a factor at that range. Grenadiers soft retreating again. We do have another squad coming up, so Jimmy trying to stall for time while that squad arrives to support.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Now the combat engineers could even go down. They're very deep. This isn't a negative cover road though, so looks like Jimmy not going to chase him for the hope of the kill there either. Focusing down the Pyos first. They do get forced off. Conscript's getting quite low. Oh, and they get wide too. The late retreat from HappyCat. Oh, the Pyos go down as well though. Conscripts coming in from the side. Ouch. Both players losing a unit. Jimmy, though, went for the 4 Grenadiers. So, has to rebuild the Pyos, and that's heavily going to delay his tier 2 units. So, probably a little bit more painful for Jimmy overall, just in terms of his tech timing. If he didn't go for the 4th Grenadier, he could rebuild quite smoothly from here, but that 4th Grenadier is going to slow him down a lot. Meanwhile, HappyCat investing into the Dishka, having gone for defensive. Good suppression there from the machine gun, then backing away slightly. Grenadiers vet 2 already, so conscripts really stand no chance over here.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Nice heavy cover there for Jimmy to sit behind as well. 222 in production now for Jimmy, but we can see the impact of having to rebuild those Pyos. Going to be about 7.5 minutes before that 222's on the field. Cheeky rifle grenade over the hedgerow, but nearly cost him his own Grenadier. And the rifle grenade didn't actually do that much damage either. You can see the impact that those Vet 2 Grenadiers are having though. They're just ripping these conscripts to shreds. This would otherwise be a pretty close engagement, but the Vet 2 accuracy bonus allowing the Grenadiers to just overwhelmingly win that one. So something to look out for, you know, those vet differences do make a big differences in those engagements. You have to recalibrate what you're thinking. It looks like Jimmy just crushed quite a lot of the light cover along that wall. Will make it easier for HappyCat to harass his cutoff going forwards. Got the M42 out for HappyCat, but not in position to open up on the 222 quite yet. No anti-tank grenades yet for HappyCat either. And this Dishka just taking a pounding at the moment. Line planted, doesn't have opportunity to cancel it there either. Don't think Jimmy's going to take the chance of trying to drive through that area. Sometimes you can be a little bit uncertain whether they actually finish the mine or not. Why take the risk in this chance, this opportunity? Meanwhile, Grenadiers capping up the entire bottom of the map quite smoothly. Jimmy trying to go for attack ground and clears off the mine. Does actually end up destroying his own sandbags though. HappyCat going for some attack ground action himself, hoping to deal a little bit more damage. Still no anti-tank grenades from HappyCat though. Grenade out, but a little bit too far back. Again, the combat engineers don't end up dropping too much from that. And the Pyros clear the arc of the Dishka just in the nick of time. Very aggressive maneuvering of the anti-tank gun from HappyCat. Backing off now. Conscripts probably would win this if it was just a 1v1 there, but with the other Grenadier coming in, don't have a chance. So HappyCat going for these, you know, multiple support weapons from the commander, but does delay his tech a very long way. Hasn't got tier 2 down, let alone tier 3. Which makes me a little bit curious why he hasn't gone for the anti-tank grenades at all so far. Feels like if he's going to lean into this kind of early strategy, he might as well lean into it a bit harder. The Molotovs would be really nice right here. Double flamethrowers for HappyCat as well, so makes me think he's going to go for like a fast tier 4 strategy. Meanwhile, oof, big damage. I think there might have been a rifle nade there. Dishka gets decrewed even. Just going to jump on top of that. M42 has not been in the right position to counter this 222, which has been blasting away some pretty good damage. Oh, slightly slow on the mine cancel there. But Jimmy playing it safe with that 222, backing away. Doesn't come in and look for the wipe. But at the moment, Jimmy in a really nice position. Take a look at the KD. More than double at the moment for Jimmy. So returning the favour from what we saw in the previous match in the early stages. HappyCat has really been suffering. Second Dishka coming in now. So yeah, as I said, he is really leaning into this early phase, but no anti-tank grenades. Makes me wonder if he's forgotten to get them. Because man, you want to have that option of getting the anti-tank grenade on the 222. That's how you're likely to actually kill it without the engine damage. Very, very hard to get the kill on it at any stage. And look at this commanding amount of territory control for Jimmy at the moment. Just HappyCat's Dishka positioning so far has not been working out. He's been doing exactly this, just charging it forwards and bleeding a huge amount of manpower from it. Very poor value from the machine gun so far, and it looks like Jimmy going to go for a mortar to try and counter the support weapon action from HappyCat, which I think is a very wise choice. Did get the pack out, which as we know is not going to be necessary. And maybe Jimmy would have an idea that it wouldn't be necessary.
Enemy has broken our supply lines.
You could guess it, you know, double Dishka M42.
Water crew has arrived.
Very hard to afford
Our foes
ticking up
have
to a light vehicle on top of that.
Increase your efforts.
Playing it safe with the pack as well. Meanwhile, the pack actually in a bit of danger.
Our opponents are seizing a
Close to getting
sector.
decrewed there. M42 going for some attack rounds there. Not having much luck getting through that tree line, however. Not having any luck at all, in fact. So there might be a slight elevation there, which is kind of blocking the shots. M42 is covered by the Dishka, though. 222 coming back in, looking to flank the Dishka, though. Very nicely done by Jimmy, and he's just slicing and dicing through HappyCat's defenses at the moment. M42 sets up, but that's getting annihilated by the Grenadiers. Now the MG coming back in as well. Second Dishka, though, does get the suppression going. Incendiary rounds activated, shredding through this Dishka. And now that's on the move. HappyCat already behind by around 150 VPs. It's been having a very poor early game. And it's interesting, you know, in spite of having double combat engineers with the flamethrowers, it feels like he's never had a flamethrower to help deal with this squad inside the building. Jimmy letting the rifle nades fly. He's already got full upgrades on his grenadiers with the LMGs, so... Oh no, he's got one left to go. Might as well. HappyCat with this defensive style, not really having much success at the moment. I feel like this is a tough map sometimes to just cover with only support weapons, especially in the early stages before all these obstacles get crushed and destroyed. Makes the anti-tank gun rotations a bit trickier, and just team weapon rotations in general trickier since they can't vault
The enemy is attempting
these
to
fences
seize
and
our
walls and
sector.
stuff. Double combat engineers charging onto the cut-off.
The enemy is firing on our HQ.
Not that that really cuts too much off at the moment, trying to go for a mine, but might get shut down by that 222.
Sector has been cut off.
222 is a little bit low in health though. Ooh, that's big damage. Looks like he killed the in-production mine as well with that 222. HappyCat did find time to build tier 3. He's got enough fuel now to put down tier 4, but has been hurting badly in that manpower department. Still
is taking our territory.
behind so badly in that KD ratio. These are the kind of engagements you can't really afford to take. HappyCat desperately needs that tier 4 up as well. Just to get the upgrades on the conscripts like we saw earlier, it makes such a huge difference when fighting back against these LMG Grenadiers. So if you're trying to go for those tier 4 rush type strategies, getting your tier 4 online as quickly as possible to get those upgrades as quickly as possible is very, very important. What a steady performer, 4 kills, close to V1 now. HappyCat has done a pretty good job capping up down the bottom though. Jimmy about to bust out with a medium tank though, so that's about to put HappyCat back under the gun, who does have enough resources, enough fuel for a tank, but nowhere near enough manpower with all this bleed he's been suffering. Just trying to get a couple mines down. Oh, demo charge looking to return the favour. Oh! Oh, and he does. Jimmy doesn't notice the demo charge in time. And loses a squad of Grenadiers inside. Nicely done by HappyCat. That was a daring move. Guess Jimmy just didn't see it in time. Had plenty of time to dodge out of the building if he did. This HappyCat didn't want to risk detonating it, losing his own combat engineers. But again, you know, HappyCat just bleeding manpower from these team weapons trying to push forwards. Very painful for him. And Jimmy about to pop out with that Panzer IV. HappyCat still about 100 manpower away from a T-34. Jimmy already with an anti-tank gun, M42. Not quite as strong against the medium tanks. And Jimmy once again with the lion's share of the map. Triple Cap running, HappyCat draining out fast. Just so far, I feel like the Dishka positioning has really been letting HappyCat down. Partially because Jimmy's been outmaneuvering them nicely, but partially because I think HappyCat just kind of attack moving them forwards, not really giving much thought as to how he's positioning them, and it just isn't quite working out for him this match. It is often a pretty successful strategy with Dishkas, but in this particular game it doesn't seem to be working out. Panzer IV out here, getting the work done, forcing the retreats. Still no anti-tank grenades for HappyCat, by the way. Let's find a small angle to do some damage with the M42 though. Quite a lot of munitions disappear from HappyCat as well. I imagine that's full upgrades on all the conscripts now. Yep. Looks like Jimmy went for a rebuild on one of the Grenadiers. Back up to 4 now. Double flame is coming in from the side. Jimmy's soft retreating.
Forces are securing our territory.
Oh, engine damage. That's going to slow Jimmy down a lot. That's actually really good news for HappyCat.
Our opponents are seizing a sector.
Heck, staying in the center though. I thought he might rotate it maybe to face this direction, which is probably the most likely attack angle. As HappyCat goes hunting. Looks like instead coming through the center. Hacker's there, but maybe having its sight blocked by those trees. Can't quite get a shot through. So T-34 doesn't take any damage, and this is a good opportunity for HappyCat to finally get some territory going. Get some map control cooking. Planting a whole bunch of tripwire flares there. 164 VPs left for HappyCat though, quite badly behind.
We are losing a sector.
Good start there for the T-34. The Grenadier is very low. Second tank in the works for Jimmy. Second tank in the works for HappyCat though as well. Still very far away from the anti-tank Overwatch though, which would give HappyCat a strong edge in the head-to-head when it comes to the tank fights, but nowhere near that. Still doesn't have the anti-tank grenades either, which could come back to bite HappyCat. Surely that needs to be the next upgrade. Ooh, that could have been the end of the 222. Luckily the T-34 maybe didn't quite have sight of it. Back in position here, but maybe having its sight blocked. Jimmy again trying to go for attack ground action, but not having any luck. Does decrew the mortar at least though.
Panzer IV is ready for battle.
So the Grenadiers didn't hit either of those tripwires that were over there.
Enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
HappyCat trying to branch out down to the bottom now as well. One thing that we haven't seen from Jimmy either this match so far is telemines. I feel like both these players on the LCS side were lacking in their mine planting a bit. I think in this case, you know, Jimmy choosing to rebuild the Grenadiers, foregoing their second Pyro squad, probably influences that fact. Uh-oh. Awkward positioning here for Jimmy. But the T-34 getting cold feet doesn't stay on the rear armor of that Panzer IV. HappyCat playing it very, very safe. Wanting to wait for the M42 to be in position first. 222 with the long line of sight. Sees that M42 back there. HappyCat briefly turning the VPs against Jimmy, but not for long. Oh boy, T-34 in the wrong neighborhood. Backs behind the shrubbery. Attack ground attempts. Oh, and Jimmy might have overcooked it a little bit. Panzer IV's armor holds strong though. Tries to go for those attack ground kills. Nearly costs him his own tank. It does seem to have stabilized quite nicely now with the double T-34s on the field. Still with no anti-tank grenades though. I feel like that's just a disaster waiting to happen. Gonna go for a third T-34 in the meantime though. Connecting once there. Heading up to the north there. Jimmy just leaving this pack on attack ground for a very long time. Which gives HappyCat some confidence. Probably hears it firing in the fog of war. Knows that it's still the attack ground command. So doesn't have to worry about the T-34 in the north. So the T-34 though in a risky position. Going for the ram. Pulling in the anti-tank overwatch here. M42 connecting for a couple shots. Pack sitting back up. Got to kill off the T-34. Other Panzer IVs still in the danger zone over here though. Taking quite a lot of damage. Oh boy, Jimmy. Big mistake. HappyCat swarming in. Pack got decrewed there as well by the third T-34 arriving. And what a moment for HappyCat. Jimmy just throwing in the towel. Wow. So HappyCat taking the series 2-0. Jimmy was in the driver's seat that game. Big time. But once again, as I was saying, no telemines hurting Jimmy. Repairing on the edge of the anti-tank overwatch zone. When he could have just backed away a tiny bit, meant that the second Panzer IV ended up taking, you know, maybe like 300 or so damage. And HappyCat able to exploit that, able to overwhelm. No Grenadiers nearby to try and threaten snares either. So the stars aligned for HappyCat, and what a massive comeback after Jimmy in the driver's seat the entire game. GG. HappyCat takes the series 2-0. I think it's just a best of 3. So there we go. Well done by HappyCat. And yeah, hard luck to Jimmy. Fought strongly. That first game was a real marathon match. And yeah, I don't want to take anything away from HappyCat, but you have to imagine, similar to me, the time zone's hurting Jimmy quite a bit as these matches dragged on. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you enjoyed this series. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you off the next thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.